Hey everybody. So if you are watching this video, that means that you have clicked on the tab in the week 1 module for week 1 homework assignments. You want to make sure you watch this full video as I will go through each item listed under the homework tab and explain each item so that you have an easier time understanding what's expected of you and how to complete each item. So the first sub-tab that you're going to see in the week 1 homework assignments is to read chapter 2. Chapter 2 kind of reinforces some of the information that we covered in the week 1 module, and it will further help you complete the homework assignment for this week. Again, there's no quiz or exam over the chapter reading, so I don't want you spending a ton of time reading the chapter, but I do want you to look through it and hit the highlights of the chapter. Once you have read that, you can move on to the next sub-tab in the week 1 homework assignments, which is week 1 assignment 1, pre-writing and rhetorical situation. So when you click on that sub-tab, you'll click on the blue tab in the middle that says go to assignment. And once the assignment pulls up, you will see the instructions. You'll see that there's a note. In order to complete this assignment correctly, you will need to read chapter 2 and go over all the material presented in the lessons on the writing process, the rhetorical situation, and the writing process getting started. So that's a little note in case you have tried to do this before going through the weekly material. Not a good idea. Go back through all of those, the PowerPoints and the video lessons, and then come back and do this assignment. So what I want you to do for this assignment is we are going to pretend like we are going to write an essay. The topic of that essay is some sort of choice. So the idea is if you were going to explain to your reader how to go about making this choice, that's what you're going to write this pretend essay on. So for instance, it might be how to choose a new car. What goes into choosing a new car? That's what you're going to explain to your reader. What things do you need to consider when you're choosing a new car? Or what things do you need to consider when you're choosing a school? What things do you need to consider when you're choosing a new cell phone, right? It could be any topic that you want, as long as what you're thinking about in your head is what do you need to take into consideration when making this particular choice? Once you have come up with that idea, you are then going to complete the 3 tasks that are listed in the instructions. The first task is free writing. So once you know what choice you want to talk about, I want you to set a timer for yourself, pull up a Word document, and type for 10 minutes straight, at least 10 minutes. You can set it for 12, 15, no more than 15 though. So at least 10 minutes straight, type non-stop for 10 minutes straight. Even if you go off topic, even if you feel like you're repeating yourself, but 10 minutes at least non-stop of typing, free typing. I guess it's not really free writing, it's free typing on that choice you've decided on. So if you have decided to do yours on how to choose a new cell phone, I want you to set that timer for 10 minutes and type non-stop about what goes into choosing a new cell phone, in your opinion, right? Once the timer goes off, you're done with task 1. Then you can move on to task 2, which is outlining. So I want you to look over everything that you typed up in your free writing in task 1, and I want you to decide, okay, after I've done this and I've thought about this choice, what are the things that go into choosing a new cell phone? You know, I want to look at the camera. I want to look at the operating system. Are we going Apple or Android? I want to look at the apps available. I want to look at the cost, maybe, and any other things that you thought about when you were doing your free writing. So, but let's just say camera, operating system, and apps, right? Those are the 3 that I feel like I would have the most to write about. So my outline is going to be, what's my topic? My topic is how to choose a new cell phone. And then the next point would be, your first main point, first thing about choosing a cell phone is the quality of the camera. And then your next main point is going to be, what did I say, the operating system. And then the next main point is going to be the apps that are available, something like that, whatever. But that's what you're going to do for task 2, is just create that brief outline, and you can look on page 49 of the textbook for a sample topic outline that kind of explains and shows you a visual of what this type of outline should look like, what I'm expecting of you. After you have completed the outline for task 2, you will move on to task 3, which is asking you to identify the rhetorical situation of this pretend essay. You have now narrowed down and you have a focused topic with focused main points. Now think about your rhetorical situation. What is that focused topic now, including the main points? What is your angle? If you remember from the lesson, your angle is what are you bringing to this that is different or unique? How many articles do you think we could find out there about, how to choose a new cell phone? Probably hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. How is yours different? What are you bringing to the table that makes yours unique and fresh? What is your purpose? What do you want your readers to get from this essay? What do you want them to walk away with? Who are your readers? Who is your audience? Who do you think who are you targeting with this topic and these main points and what you're trying to do in this essay? And then the context. What type of tone would be appropriate for this essay? What outside factors might influence how your readers perceive your essay? And you don't have to write full paragraphs on this. These are bullet points, right? So there for task 3, when you're identifying the rhetorical situation, it's just bullet point topic. What's your topic? Bullet point angle. What's your angle? Might take a sentence or 2, maybe 3, but probably only 1 or 2 for each bullet, okay? So you're not writing a whole lot here. This should be very brief and to the point. And then you're done. You're not actually writing the essay. You're just doing the free writing, the outlining, and identifying the rhetorical situation for this hypothetical essay on how to choose whatever you've chosen as your topic. You're going to do it in a Word document. You're going to then have to upload it. So just make sure that you know where you saved it on your computer. I would think of how I want to name the file. This is week 1, assignment 1, pre-writing and rhetorical situation. So when you go to save your Word document onto your computer or onto your flash drive, I would title it, the name of the file might be week 1, assignment 1, or W1A1, something like that. Something so that you can easily find it when you go to upload it and submit it. Just a little trick there. So then once you have saved it to your device, then you will scroll down, and where under it says submit assignment, you'll see, add a file. You can click on that button and the window will pop up where you get to choose where you're adding the file from. So make sure you go to that location, double click it, and it will attach. And then make sure you come down to the bottom left-hand corner and hit the blue submit button. Don't forget to actually submit it. Otherwise, it's, luckily it would be saved to your device still, but I wouldn't get it. So that's everything for week 1, assignment 1. If you have any questions about that, or if anything gets confusing for you, don't hesitate to reach out to me. But before you reach out to me, ask yourself, did I go through the material in the weekly module, and did I read chapter 2? If you answer no to those questions, do that first, and then reach out to me with any questions you still might have, okay? And then the last item in the week 1 homework is the week 1 discussion. When you click on that, and then you click on the blue link for go to discussion, you'll see that it is introduce yourself. You'll click on that, the blue link that says introduce yourself, the title, and then you can read the prompt. I just want to get to know you guys a little bit, and I want you guys to get to know each other a little bit if you don't already know each other. So I have 2 questions for you to answer. The first is just what are a few things you'd like us to know about you? You can tell us, where you're from, anything about your family, your job, whatever you want us to know. And then the second question is, if you could host a talk show, who would your first three guests be and why? I suppose they could be living or deceased. Yeah, that could be fun too. However you want to answer that question, who would your first three guests be and why if you could host a talk show? So be thorough with your answers for both questions. Don't forget to have the first one, to answer these questions, have the first response posted by Thursday night at 11:59 p.m. And then you have until Sunday at 11:59 p.m. to respond to 2 classmates. And remember, you're not critiquing them, you are responding with them. You are having a discussion with them, a conversation with them, okay? If you have any technical difficulties, especially, get in touch with me right away. Otherwise, just work through the homework assignments, and I especially look forward to reading your responses for the threaded discussion.